Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So this is our ongoing meditation session. Let me get connect with the other network, then we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you focus into the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed one, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to contemplate on our practice and at the same time to understand it from different angles, to be very clear how this practice, how this effort will help for you to develop your inside spiritual foundation or the practice. So when it comes to meditation, it directly works with your mind. When it comes to our life, even though we see these material, physical things outside world, invisibly, it directly, our mind, our awareness, our consciousness work with this all. And since we don't see that. So what happens when you don't see your own mind, and sometimes you go with these outside things, by the time you may get lost, because this mind always keep asking, cry. It's like the wanting mind. We have wanting mind. We always want something with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, always want something. So if you don't see the mind and if you start to go with the outside, There is no end, and at the same time, you're not going to find anything that what you look for. But once you start to see the very nature, the very behavior of mind, what happens? This asking mind, this crying, this wanting mind start to disappear a little bit, slow down. Then there is another nature you can see within your own mind. So on the surface level, it's wanting mind, but underneath that wanting mind, there is contentment. So it is your responsibility to get into that level. It's not going to happen naturally itself. You have to have the effort. You have to have some wisdom. You have to work for that. When you work for that, one of the major important thing is being conscious and taking conscious decision. So that will take out that all this unnecessary wanting mind. But most of time, we are empowering, developing, strengthening this wanting mind inside. Sometimes it happens invisibly. You have to remember, so far you came in this journey, this emotional foundation that we had, mental pattern, is so old and it is invisible. Sometimes we just react to that without knowingly how this happens. So one time Buddha gave an example. It's like one person fighting with like 1,000 soldiers in the middle of the battlefield. Every direction. The enemies come and try to attack. But Buddha said it also possible to win for that person. The 1,000 people come and attack, still one person can survive. There is a possibility. But protecting yourself, having the awareness and taking out this unnecessary, this wanting mind is so difficult than that. But it is possible. So what you need to do, you have to come to the point to understand where you can become strong. So you can become strong with awareness. But most of the time when we want to find the strength within us, see, we always look outside. Something. We depend on something. But remember yourself that if you develop the awareness, day by day, it will make you more powerful and strong within yourself to see your own this deeper emotional, habitual, mental patterns. And once you see that, you are capable to stay away from it. So by the time, and even though we see this one by one, separately, by the time you are capable, when you develop your awareness, you are capable to see things together and without looking. So this looking come with the greater desire, look for the satisfaction. But if you are capable to see, it's totally become different. No harm just seeing. But when it comes to look, behind that, you have intention. You have that intention governed by the desire. So if you don't know what is that desire, and if you start to keep looking, and as a result of that, you become someone which you don't know who you are. So listening and hearing, two things. When it comes to yourself, that if you start to hear things, and whatever come, if you caught up there, so by the time what will happen, you get lost. But when it comes to listening, it's totally different. So that's why, as a foundation of that wisdom path, Shrutame Jnana is the path. That means ability to listen. That listening means here, you have the consciousness, you have the awareness interfering with that action, and you select yourself what to expect and what accept and what to reject. So in that level, it's not happen with that emotional interference. But most of time, when it comes to our day-to-day life, and we don't see that, we're not going to bring our awareness to our activities. So once a while you can't do it, because then already that your habitual pattern, the method, it already becomes stronger. So then practicing means one way, you empowering your awareness and the clarity, and get out of little bit this wanting mind. So when it comes to Buddha's teaching, one of the important things, Buddha directly addressed to the point. If something is difficult, Buddha said it is difficult. If something doesn't work, Buddha said it doesn't work. It never colored with the words. It never mixed with different ideas. So as example, sometimes when you don't want to say no to something or someone, sometimes you don't want to say the no. You start to say many other things. So, and then by the time that another person may be not going to get the right message, but it is very simple. One word. But sometimes we think, oh, it is not nice. It should not do that way. Maybe that person get hurt. So like that. But somehow you have to end with saying no. What do you think? Oh, I'll take time. I'll say later. But by the time what happens? You get tangled in situation, and not only you, and other people also get tangled there. So then by the time it's become very difficult. But Buddha is not like that. So all the Dharma is not like that. It's clearly say what exactly need to say. So that's why listening to Dhamma, follow the Dhamma, It's kind of like reading a map and getting the guidelines for you. So when it comes to that Dharma, and what Buddha said, this deeply habituated mind, the wanting mind, come from the desires that we hold. And it is a kind of like that desire. When it comes to desire in this English word in the Western world, we can use it for different meanings. So sometimes people have good desire, and they really want to do something good. So then that desire is not bad. And another one is simple desires, motivational, thoughts in day-to-day life, to do things, go here and there, to maintain your activities, and sometimes find the normal, ordinary satisfaction in our basic life. Also, you have to have a desire. So that all related to the same word. But here, this wanting mind is more than that desire. So in Pali word, it called the tanha. So when it comes to that, the one of the way that you can understand what is this tanha means, more than the desire, it's a kind of like a very thirsty mind. When it comes to that thirst, it has the strength and the power to overtake anything. So when you look into yourself, when you observe yourself, when you settle down for meditation, this thirsty mind, and start to look for many things around you, and even you don't know what it is, but it still keep looking. Like astronaut, they, even though they don't see, sometimes they keep looking. Like scientists inside the laboratory, maybe they didn't find it, but still they keep looking. Astrologers, sometimes, they didn't find it, but still they keep reading the stars. So like that in our life, you didn't see yet whatever ahead, but still your mind keep looking for that. And when you keep looking that way, that what you keep looking may be not there. So then you're not going to find it. That is the thing. You're not going to find, because if it is not there, how you can find it? And sometimes, even you find it, you can't recognize it. There are a lot of things. Simple things sometimes. You look for that. You see it, but you don't recognize. And maybe someone else come and say, hey, hear this. Oh, I didn't recognize that. And sometimes people, you look for that person. That person is there, but you don't recognize. And another thing is, when you keep looking, even you find it, it doesn't work anymore for you, because the very reason is, in this very moment, what you want or what you look, when you reach to the point, you already drop that desire in this very place. And once you go there and once you meet it, anymore it doesn't have any value. There are a lot of things like that. Just even, something, you go to the market, you keep looking, and you go to the market and you buy it. You buy exactly what you want, and when you come home and open it, anymore you don't want it. So just, waste the time. It's gone. So deeper in your mind, it always this thirst, keep looking things. Many, many ways. But the thing is, rather than what you look, you have to look into your mind and see if it is thirsty. Don't keep searching. Because out of the thirsty mind, whatever comes, not going to be applicable for your life. That's the human nature. That is the dharma that help us to understand that. Because ourselves, to understand it, it takes so long time for us. But now without wasting ourselves, we can understand it. So out of thirsty mind. So it's like another example it gives. It's like you drink salty water. Because when you drink salty water, it never quenches your thirst. So like that, with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, with the greater thirst, when you start to look for things, you may find, but it's never going to enough for us. So then start to look. And then by the time if you see that there is a thirst, settle down a little bit. Withdraw from that. Back up from the journey that you go, keep whatever you keep searching, back up. Settle down. It is very difficult. Why? Because we all are in this current, especially this emotional desire, emotional current that keep happening within us. And withdraw from that current is not easy like you think. This deeply, habitual mind, suddenly withdraw from it, it's not easy. So that's why you need some kind of practice. So out of this meditation, that is what you build up. Little by little, and you address to the very deepest situation or the reason, not for the surface level. But most of time we have fear within us. Go to the depth, go to the very origin or the roots. We always like to just work with the surface level. So bring as an attitude for your day-to-day life from today. If you see something, don't address to the face value. Don't address to the surface level situation. Learn to see the depth. It is an ability. You have that ability. You don't use it. And sometimes you are afraid to use it. Why? Because you're going to see more truth. You're going to see more difficult things. But it's worth for you. Because you have ability to see what you see it. Once you go to the depth, that is it. And then you develop it as a profitable skill. And by the time when the situation comes, you know from where it comes, and you have no difficulties with it. So otherwise, time to time when the situations come, you keep struggling, and For the surface level, you will apply something, it will go away. Then again, after that, it come from different way. Then again, you have to work for that. So like that, it always going to become something else. That is what happens. So then the very first level, this is in our conventional life with this sensual desires, sensual pleasures. With our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, this wanting. Remember that what you want, what you that look for is not happening by mistake just for today. It has a long history. You used to keep doing this many lifetimes. But why it became so powerful like this? Why still? Because you didn't do it with the awareness. So what you need to do, not to kind of like a stop and block and throw this everything away. No, be aware. Start to look into the mind. Be mindful. In that way, you reduce the power of the current that's happening inside. So your awareness take the authority to your moment of happening. And that will open the window for yourself to bring the clarity to yourself. It is your responsibility. So otherwise, the fear, uncertainty, always going to hold that strength or the power. But now you have to take it to you. And other thing is, it's just not only the sensual pleasures. If you look very carefully, for this entire life, as a human, we hold it to this existence. And again and again, we dreaming to forward and the backward to the both. Always we comparing this moment to this, whatever happened as a human being here in this very moment, you focus it to bring the reasons from the past, and then you visualize the reason towards to the future. And in that very moment, that you disconnect from in this very moment of being. So then be very clear as a human being. In this very moment, what you experience it to the highest without building any dreams on the top of that moment of experience. So that is where you become more powerful with the moment. Don't build up the dreams on the top of your moment. Another thing is, you have to remember, this everything you experience as a result of many other things. So then you have some kind of responsibility to take the responsibility to yourself when you experience something. Because otherwise, that whatever you do, don't think it just going to end after you do it. No, it's going to bring some kind of reactions. Maybe we're not going to see it today. That is where most of the time people count this karma. So you have to remember, each and every action, what we do, maybe we don't see in this very moment, it creates a kind of like reactions, results somewhere. So if you're not aware about it, out of your bodily, verbally, mentally action, what you do, maybe tomorrow, when the result comes, that result may be totally different than you think, because even you had no idea that kind of result going to come to you. So then always be aware yourself. Whatever you do, whatever with your bodily, verbally, mentally interference that you have around you, it's just not going to be alone itself. Behind that all, there is something else happening. You are responsible for that. Even just when we think about something, for that thoughts, invisibly, this entire body react. We don't know. That's why this mind make people sick more than any other time. Just thinking yourself, as you know, this placebo effect. You know, people, these doctors use some kind of medicine to cure people, and there is no any kind of, you know, medication there. It's just the name. But the person believe it is there, and then some people get cured. So your thought, what you believe, what you think can cure you. And at the same time, what you think can make you sick. But in day-to-day life, we don't think about it. And larger scale, around us, within ourselves, moment by moment, moment by moment. Just imagine for 1 hour. So whatever the thought pattern we develop, and maybe can make you sick for another 1 year. And no one knows how to take you out from that, because it is invisible. Even you don't know you had that kind of thoughts. So why you allow it to happen like that way? So that's why once you are responsible for you, even for your own thoughts, don't allow this thought to keep happening, you know, keep coming like that way. If it is unnecessary, you don't give a chance. You say no to it. To do that, first you have to see the thought. To see the thought, you have to be aware. That is why we develop this practice. We bringing this practice and keep doing every day, little by little, because by the time you develop that ability within yourself to see your own mind and recognize what is happening there. And once you have that ability, you no need to worry about your journey, because you are more safe yourself to go whatever the journey you want forward. So that's why but when you go this journey, you can't go with thirst. You can't go with this strong desire, look for satisfaction. It always going to take you to difficulties. So that's why little by little, start to be aware, look into yourself and see this wanting mind, when this crying mind, and don't address to that sometimes. You don't need to address to anything, everything. You need to address to only whatever the necessary. So that is what you have to develop. So once you recognize that, and you will see you are the one who getting benefit out of it. So try it, apply it, work with it little bit. Because when you work with the Dharma, you recognize how it affect for you. Otherwise, it's just word. So this is a great opportunity for all of you to experience this human life. But we don't know we will have this tomorrow. We're going to be like this tomorrow. So then, when you have the opportunity, do the best and get the highest out of you. Be the better, the most version, the best version of you. So in that way, moment by moment, moment by moment, at least for one day, 1 minute, 2 minutes, you become conscious about it and you uplift yourself, because it is irreversible. You're not going to go backward. You're not going to go down. When you walk in this path, spiritual path, when you become more advanced, it's not going to go down. So that's why if you push yourself a little bit every day, so by the time you will reach to the highest. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens to the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Remember not to disturb to the natural process of your inhalation, exhalation. Don't try to make anything happen the way you want. Just allow everything to happen as it is. But keep your awareness clear and recognize. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in your heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may our hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light to spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Yattavata chami dam punpadang sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paripunsami Idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.